pick back in 2015 out of Florida State, Jameis Winston.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
The numbers for Johnson in last week's game: 6 catches, 78 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football. Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we have a guy who made the catch. They try to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw complete there to Johnson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage.
There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slant route, and the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat, and then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. Chubb will have the first down and much more. Takes it down deep into enemy territory. 82 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Nick Chubb, about as dynamic a runner as the NFL has to offer. He put his talents on full display there. That was some kind of run. Chubb. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite. Now we've got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
They'll try and run with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. Rodgers' throw there into the hands of Ross.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that first down marker. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. They'll run on first down. Harris. And a solid run down inside the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On the give, this is Harris, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. On first down, Harris. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. Winston. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Santos with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. Now, he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Now it's Rodgers. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Chubb, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Browns have cut it back within a score. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
A big play that time for Pittsburgh. Anyone who watched Najee Harris at Alabama knows the kind of strength that this guy runs with, and he's continuing on that path here at the next level. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play fake. Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 2. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4. And it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exact.
Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
First down, Winston. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back in the 24. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. We'll check on his status when we get back. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 128 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. Winston's throw there, hauled in by Claypool. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Jameis to throw it. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On 2nd down, it's Harris. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So, all right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. And, Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And again, it's Chubb. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, are so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Inside 4 minutes to go. Third quarter. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going. Looking for...
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Good strength, but not able to get a whole lot. Tackled shy of the 10. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12. Here's Winston. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. Let's see if he can do it. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. Sahad's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. A run for Nick Chubb. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 210 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And meanwhile, Rodgers' throw into the hands of Hooper. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ross. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, Winston. And his throw is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Steelers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Winston. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Winston now to throw on first down. That's complete to his tight end Freiermuth. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Steelers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Santos with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Here's Rodgers. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A give, this is Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the traders take a look, we'll step aside. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Winston. It's brought in by Harris. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Second down, here's Chubb again. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. 36. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Pass caught by Hooper, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Come on now, let's
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They run again on first down. Chubb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Handoff comes to Chubb. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Like the design that we're seeing right there, this is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Rodgers to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the side.
And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now Chubb, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. He'll find Schwartz complete right side. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well.
Partner, this is a pretty good drive they're putting together, and I know if I'm on the other sideline, that offense, kind of helpless, isn't it? Because they may not touch the football at all, because if they go down and score a touchdown, this thing's over.
Absolutely, that would write an ending to this script. We'll see what happens. A gain of 6 there on first. Working with his 2nd and 4. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Chubb. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score and OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could